In the early hours of July 31st, 2022, a Toyota Camry was driving through a quiet business park in Strongsville, Ohio. To anyone watching, it looked like a car full of teenagers heading home after a late night. But within seconds, the driver floored the accelerator, pushed the car to 100 miles per hour, and steered it directly into the solid brick wall of a commercial building. The two young men in the passenger seats were killed instantly. The driver survived. And when investigators pulled the data from the car's black box, what had looked like a tragic accident was revealed to be something far darker. The two people who lost their lives that morning deserved far more than a footnote. Dominic Russo was a bright, entrepreneurial 20-year-old, close with his family, passionate about music, and interested in stock trading. Beside him sat 19-year-old Davion Flanagan, a Strongsville High School graduate, a youth swim coach, and a standout high school running back who was preparing to start Barber College. Davion hadn't even planned to be there. He had simply accepted a ride home. The girl behind the wheel was Mackenzie Shirilla, a 17-year-old with thousands of followers across social media. But behind the lifestyle videos and clothing hauls was a toxic, obsessive 4-year relationship with Dominic. One riddled with volatile arguments, threats, and emotional manipulation. Dominic had filmed her threatening to key his car and break into his house. Friends and family watched her behavior spiral into something deeply controlling. And the crash on July 31st wasn't even the first time she had used her car as a weapon. Just 2 weeks earlier, a terrified Dominic had called his mother begging for help because Mackenzie was driving erratically with him inside. A family friend who came to intervene watched her scream, "I'm going to wreck this car right now," while striking him. On the morning of the crash, the three of them left a friend's house just before dawn. Surveillance footage tracked Mackenzie's car entering the Progress Mutual Business Park at around 5:30 a.m. This wasn't a through road, it was a dead end. And the data showed that she drove slowly through the park first, almost as if she were choosing her spot. Then she turned toward the Plidco manufacturing building. The black box told the rest of the story. She pressed the accelerator to full capacity. The car hit 100 miles per hour within seconds. She steered it over a curb, across a walkway, and straight into the wall with no braking, right up until the moment of impact. A passing driver found the wreckage nearly 45 minutes later. Dominic and Davion were pronounced dead at the scene. Mackenzie was found unconscious, her foot still pressed down on the accelerator. Investigators initially treated it as an accident, but the forensic picture kept closing in. The car had no mechanical faults. The black box showed no attempt to brake, and crucially, phone data revealed she had visited this exact business park in the days before the crash. She had been there before. She had chosen the location. Upon her release from hospital months later, she was arrested and charged with murder. Her defense argued she had suffered a sudden medical blackout behind the wheel. The prosecution's response was straightforward. The steering, the speed, the sustained acceleration all required conscious control. And while Dominic and Davion's families were devastated, Mackenzie was posting TikTok videos of herself dancing and attending music festivals. In one, she looked into the camera and said, "I'm the one girl that you die for." In August 2023, Judge Nancy Margaret Russo delivered her verdict without hesitation. She rejected the blackout defense entirely, describing the crash as precise, deliberate, and purposeful. "This was not reckless driving," she said. "This was murder. She had a mission, and she executed it with precision." Mackenzie Shirilla was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. Outside the court, Davion's mother described her son as a peacemaker who lost his life, trying to calm a toxic situation. He didn't deserve to be there. Neither of them did. Mackenzie Shirilla continues to maintain the crash was an accident, but the tire tracks and the black box say otherwise. Stay safe, look out for one another, and I'll see you in the next video.